gave her power. As Sloane knew, power came in many forms. She pulled on her protective gloves and walked to the front of the room, dead center, with the aisle stretching before her and the two sections of the auditorium split on either side of her. So far tonight, you've heard about coping with the aftermath of a physical attack, ways to avoid one, and some profiles of typical victims and assailants. She began. Every bit of what you learned is true, but there's another truth. We can't always control the circumstances in which we find ourselves. So, what happens when you wind up in a parking lot alone at night, your car is 10 rows back, and a creepy guy who's built like a Hummer is lying in wait? She held out her gloved hands, palms up, to show she was unarmed, then pointed at her pocketless and holsterless black turtleneck and slacks. I'm dressed just like you would be. No weapon, no handy object to act as one, and no purse, although if I had one, I wouldn't have had time to grab for my cell phone or, even better, for a can of pepper spray. That's why I learned Krav Maga. A spark of interest flickered in the audience's eyes, even those who'd been doubting Thomas's. Brief background, she began. Krav Maga is a whole different breed of self-defense. Its roots trace back to Czechoslovakia during the rise of Nazi terrorism. It was founded by Emil Lichtenfeld, who refined his street fighting skills protecting his and other Jewish families from attack. Lichtenfeld later emigrated to Israel, further developed those techniques, and then taught them as chief instructor for the Israeli Defense Forces. In Hebrew, Krav Maga means contact combat, training designed for the unpredictable nature of street fighting. There are no rules, no trophies for good form, only survival. As Sloane spoke, a brawny man wearing a ski mask crept out from behind the curtains at the front of the room, visible to the audience, but not to Sloane. He whipped a knife out of his pocket and charged forward, leaving Sloane no time to prepare and the audience no time to react. Grabbing Sloane's left shoulder, he pressed the knife to her back. "Get in my car," he ordered in a gravelly voice. It was like someone flipped a switch. Sloane whipped around in a quick body turn. Her left forearm shot forward, locking against his right wrist to deflect the knife attack and propelling her into the offensive strike of delivering a forward horizontal punch to his throat with her right elbow. As he gasped for air and recoiled from the simulated blow to his throat, her left hand snapped up, pinching his knife-wielding arm in a vice grip between her upper arm, forearm, and chest. The nut-cracking pressure caused the knife to fall from his hand. Threat obliterated. Sloane then trapped her assailant's head with her right forearm, grabbed his shoulder with her left hand, and yanked his upper torso down, jerking her knee upward in a lightning strike to his groin. She stifled a smile as she felt him inadvertently tense and arch away from her, even as he responded on cue, doubling up and crying out as if he'd been castrated. She finished him off with a downward elbow strike to the back of his neck, then pushed him away as he collapsed on the floor, writhing in mock agony. It was all over in 10 seconds. "I'm crushed by your lack of faith," Sloane murmured as she helped him up, applause filling the auditorium. "I barely tapped your windpipe. Did you really think I'd kick your balls through your nose?" "Never crossed my mind." His reply was drowned out by the applause. "I know you're a pro. Pure reflex on my part." "I'll try not to take it personally." Sobering, Sloane turned to address the room. "That was just one example of using Krav Maga in self-defense," she explained. "There are dozens of moves for whatever threatening situation you may find yourself in. Read the tip sheet I passed out. In it you'll find contact information on local Krav Maga programs. I can't stress training enough. It's empowering, it's practical, and it works." She turned to her attacker, gesturing for him to remove his ski mask. "How about a round of applause for John Jay's own Dr. Elliot Lyman? He was a great demo partner and a good sport." More applause as Elliot complied. "Even if you are still a chicken," Sloane added under her breath. Back in high school, you ducked every time I slammed one of your lobs back at you, even though you had 7 inches in 2 years.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.